Hello everyone. So what we got here is a little Coachwhip. He's stuck on a glue trap. We're going to show you how to free him. He's really lucky his head didn't really get stuck down that much, so he is lucky dude. These are really cool snakes, so we will show you the way I do this. First thing I do is get some vegetable oil, or any edible oil works fine. So I'm just using cheap old vegetable oil, probably as cheap as I can get. I like to take a little bit on my finger, the very first thing, and coat it on this trap. And I guess I can pour a little bit out. Just pour just a little tiny bit here. Don't need much. And the idea is we're going to coat the whole trap. The reason we're coating the whole trap is if once we start getting parts of him free, we don't want those parts to stick again. All right, so it's not none of it's sticky anymore. We don't have any problems with it sticking. So we just start going like this all over. Of course, he's non-venomous, not dangerous in any way, so I'm not the least bit concerned about being bit by him or anything like that. If this was a venomous snake, I'll do it totally differently. I have a different video here on YouTube that shows me getting a copperhead free. So watch that if you want to know how to do a non-venomous snake. You may hear my wife in the background yelling at the dogs. They're out there being idiots like normal. So okay, we got that all covered. All right, now if you saw, I was taking some of the oils on my fingers here and I'm kind of rubbing it lightly along the snake. What I'm going to do last is the head. You'd think I'd want to release his head first, but I really don't. Right now it's contained. It's not flailing around. It's not trying to bite me or anything like that. So it's a good idea to leave his head, last. And if you notice, I'm not getting any kind of oil around his face. I don't want to get vegetable oil in his mouth. That could cause all kind of problems. It could get down his glottis, which is where he breathes at, and that can get his lungs and kill him. Even if he swallows too much of this, it's not good for him. I've heard of like a coral snake actually trying to drink the vegetable oil for some reason and end up dying. So we don't want that. Now this takes a little bit, so we're not going to get in a hurry. We're just going to lightly kind of rub on it every once in a while. I'm barely touching. I don't know if it's hard to see on the camera, but I'm just kind of seeing if it's freeing. What will happen is this vegetable oil will start dissolving away that glue slowly. So we're going to be patient. In the meantime, let's talk about Coachwhips. These guys are really, really cool snakes. One of my favorite snakes because they seem to be very smart. Of all the snakes I've worked with, these seem to be the smartest. They just kind of know what's going on. They're kind of like the Velociraptor what's that called? Jurassic Park. You know, when you're looking at the Velociraptor, they're looking back at you. Yeah, that's what I think about these guys. I've seen them do some pretty cool stuff. See, it's already starting to break loose. Just patience. So, Coachwhips, this is a young one. He's probably last year's baby. So, he's growing. And these guys like to eat small insects when they're this size. When they get bigger, they kind of quit messing around with insects. It's too small for them. But at this size, they're insect eaters, and also eat small mammals. They'll even eat small snakes, small lizards, and yes, these are snake eaters. When they get bigger, they can eat copperheads and even rattlesnakes, about the same size as they are. And if these guys, you realize these guys get about 6 feet long, maybe bigger. I've seen some that are well over 6 feet, but not very big around. So, we're talking quarters, maybe a little bigger than quarter size when they get that big. But they're not really bulky snakes, so they'll never be able to eat a 6-foot rattlesnake. That's probably not going to work. These guys are really cool. They're smart too, and they have really good eyesight. So you can start coming apart. They have really good eyesight, so they will cruise along and sometimes put their head up and look down through the fields, like down through grass, looking for something that they can flush out and chase and eat, like a lizard or a small snake or a mouse, something like that. They're pretty fast, and they're a snake that likes to be out when it's really hot. So today was, it was well over 100 degrees, about 110. Look at him shaking his tail. So we get his tail back in here. When he gets upset, he starts shaking the tail. A lot of snakes will do that. This is one of the only snakes that really likes it out that hot. Maybe racers kind of do too. They like it out pretty hot. But Coachwhips, man, they like it when it's really hot. So when it's 100 degrees out and you see a snake cruising through someplace, odds are it's going to be a Coachwhip. These are very, very beneficial for people. They eat so many rodents, and they eat other snakes, including venomous snakes, so they're a big benefit to people. This is one of the ones you certainly would do yourself a favor in not killing, keeping around. So let me get on my soapbox a little bit about these glue traps. In general, glue traps are a really bad idea. I do not like glue traps. They're a very inhumane way of killing an animal. It usually slowly dies over a period of time from stress. Not a very good way to go. If you're going to try to catch like mice and things, just use a mouse trap or another method that's much quicker. Poisons and these glue traps are usually really bad. And plus, something like a snake like this, a beneficial snake, gets stuck to it. If you're not watching it, the snake will slowly die, and that's just there's no point in that. So what I suggest, if you're gonna use one of these, like in this case, this was a great use for one. The lady called me earlier today, around about 2 or 3 o'clock, said she saw a snake in her house. So we looked for it, couldn't find it. She described roughly what this guy looked like, so I showed her some pictures. So yeah, it's got to be a Coachwhip. So I said, okay, let's put some traps down. But we're gonna put these glue traps, and you're gonna check them every couple hours at least. Hours every great would be good. Every couple hours after dark, you'll probably end up catching him. So sure enough, about 9:30, I get a call, and she had caught him. It was after dark, and he moved around and got on the glue trap. So she immediately called me. So now I am able to come over and get him off the glue trap, and we'll make sure he's okay, and we'll send him on his way. Now you're probably wondering, this snake is going to be covered in oil, right? What am I going to do about that? That's simple. Just a good little bit of ivory. Oh, yeah, is it ivory? Ivory? No, it's not ivory soap. What is that? Oh, it's a dish soap that they use on birds. I'll think of it here in a second. Use a little bit of that on them, and wash off that oil carefully, and he'll be good. Yeah, he's really coming off here pretty good now. Yeah, see, he's loosening up. Most of him's off. How cool is that? So please don't use these glue traps. Just put them out and forget them. If you see an animal like a snake in your house and you have to use a glue trap, please check it. And I already have someone set up to come and remove the snake, unless you want to do it yourself. This is not really that difficult on a non-venomous snake. As long as you verify it's not venomous. This is not hard, as you see. Just a little patience. And you can kind of just let it do its thing for a little bit. And you see, he's not really sticking on the glue. That's important. So the first thing I did was put down some oil on it so he can't get restuck. So, yeah, this is very stressful on him. So I will at least keep him for a couple days. Probably give him a little pinky mouse. Make sure he's eating. These guys are really good eaters. It shouldn't be a problem. They're feisty. He might bite me here in a second. I hope not. Oh, stop. So he's trying to bite me. And if I do get bit by one this size, he can't even break the skin. He doesn't have teeth big enough, nor the jaw pressure. One that's about 3 feet, yeah, they might be able to break the skin, but only if you jerk back. If you're just let it bite and let go, normally they don't. You get one at 6 feet, he'll put tiny little pinpricks in you, but even then, it's not that big a deal. It's not even as bad as a 6-foot rat snake. They have really small teeth, and they seem to have very light jaw pressure. So these guys are really no worry. See, he's almost free. He's going to get himself free here in a second. So when I see him struggling like this, he's got some glue stuck. I don't think there's quite enough oil. I don't see he didn't do anything. Yeah, there's a sticky spot right there. Let me get that. Yeah, he's going to get himself free. Let him get himself free. That way I don't pull too hard or push too hard or any undue stress on him. He's going to do his own thing. So here in just a few seconds, he'll probably be free. So, pretty easy process. I'm pretty excited. I thought it was pretty cool. I'm glad I got to save this poor little guy from either slowly dying in her house or dying on this glue trap or getting killed by, someone finding it in the middle of the night. She was pretty scared. She thought it was a copperhead. I can understand, a lot of people don't know how to identify snakes. So I'm glad she was able to contact me and we can come get him. That was pretty cool. So look, he's defending his ground now. He sees my finger. Oh, was he free? Oh yeah, see, look at that. He got himself free. He is good. Here, buddy. Here, you're all slippery. Let's show everybody what you look like. The belly arm's kind of neat. Come here. You know, upper part of their body, they'll have some striping. If I show you. Yeah, see a couple little stripes. It kind of fades away as it goes down. They get older, sometimes it'll go almost all the way down. But let's not stress them out anymore. Thank you for watching. Hey, if you like what you saw, please like and subscribe. Even share the video if you want. I'd appreciate it. Thank you.